Guys, I know what we're all thinking. That kick to Deku's chin, like, Bakugo. I gotta give props to Horikoshi for the artwork in this chapter. It was so vivid. When I saw that kick to the chin, I was just like, I felt that. I was just like, yo, that would be painful. That would be painful. So, hey guys, how's it going? I'm here to do a review on Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 118. And guys, we gotta talk about the greatness of this chapter. Like, damn. The end of this chapter spoke volumes for the friendship that is Deku and Bakugo. Now, I'm saying friendship because I genuinely am a strong believer that after this fight, they will become straight friends. Now, they've always been friends, but the dynamic's gonna change a bit. And I'm looking forward to that. Now, Bakugo's character, I've always been a Bakugo fanboy, so, I did say in like the previous video, the review before that, I said I may be biased because I'm a Bakugo fanboy, but it was amazing. Character development for Bakugo was awesome. I genuinely wasn't expecting those kind of feels. Like the man was, pardon me, like the man was crying. Like this was extreme emotion. The things that he's been holding back, the things which he's been dealing with this whole time, it gives reason for the way he acts, and we're just like we feel such sadness to him as well, because I'm just like, oh my goodness, Bakugo, like you've been holding this boulder on your shoulder, and it's just but I'm like, it's just crazy. It honestly is. This fight was amazing. Now obviously this fight hasn't finished. We're only getting into the grips of it. So next chapter is going to be proper, because Deku has realized that he's like, I have to do this. I'm the only person to receive Kachan's feelings. I'm the only person to receive Bakugo's emotion. So Deku's going to go in there like a beast, full cow, all like it. Now with the way that he looks at the last page, because he's holding up his fists, and I'm gonna assume that he's gonna be using back to the fist to the smash, so that's gonna be really awesome. Now obviously he does do smashes with his kicks, but I've missed those Detroit smashes and all of that Delaware smash. Yo, that would be a lit. Imagine at the end of this fight, obviously I don't think it's gonna happen, but imagine he did like some whole United States smash kind of mimic that All Might did. I would be like, yo, that would be lit. But honestly, I'm so hyped for this fight. Obviously, with the feels from out there at ground beta from like the start of it, and it's a lot of feels because I think that was like the first chapter that I reviewed on the channel. It was like chapter 8, chapter 9. So that was when Deku and Bakugo was first gonna fight. So it's just like, the feels, man, the nostalgia. So I cannot wait for next chapter. Now, at the start of the chapter, we saw a robot, and now I want to talk about this briefly. Now, obviously, it's not extremely significant, but I really do like the touches that Horikoshi is doing, because you got to remember, basically, all the kids are there. It's a boarding school now, so they're all staying there. And the reason for why they're in a boarding school is because of the security of, like the Villain Alliance, and how time and time again, these students from Class 1A, these students from UA, they've been put in jeopardy. They've been put in danger. So for combat to that, they were like, okay, let's create a boarding school. Let's get students in so we can, can have a stronger security, so we can take care of them better. So that robot there, I kind of like that, because for one, it shows you that they're good with surveillance now. So it looks like they've upped the ante on that. The ante. They've upped the ante on that. And obviously, that is just going to be good for the future. For example, there'll be like a villain breakout, these robots will be able to notice it, and then boom, they'll notify the teacher. So that's really good, and I really did like that touch. Now, Zaiwa Sensei got stopped when he was about to go. I know people are going to say All Might. I think it's All Might too as well. I'm not sure who else it could be. It could probably be another student from Class 1A, but it seems like the most logical one is All Might, and I do hope it's All Might, because it will just make sense with everything, and it'll kind of tie off this not baggage, I wouldn't say baggage, but it'll tie off this character arc with Deku and Bakugo, because after this fight, the character arc with how Bakugo's been feeling towards Deku and how Deku's been feeling towards Bakugo, that's all gonna like come to an end now, and I feel like All Might has to put the finishing touches on that, and All Might basically has to come clean. All Might, I know, obviously Bakugo now realizes the truth that Deku gets his power from that. But for everything to be A-okay, I do feel like All Might has to acknowledge Bakugo, because that's what Bakugo wants at the end of the day. to an extent. So I do think it would be awesome if, you know, All Might comes in and All Might deals some of that lessons to Bakugo, and he's just like, Bakugo, my boy, you know, telling him the truth and all that kind of stuff. That would be awesome. Even though Bakugo knows it, it would be good for his character. So yeah, from this chapter, like, the artwork in this chapter, Horikoshi, he's so awesome. Like, it doesn't have to be grand explosions, grand AoE, like massive attacks. It doesn't. All this fight is not all about that. It's about emotion, and he's drawing such emotion with the artwork, with the attacks. So I really did love this chapter. And the baggage that Bakugo was bringing was ridiculous. Basically, throughout the whole start of this series, Bakugo was practically like, he blames himself for what happened to All Might, pretty much. He blames himself for the end of All Might. Now, if you think about it, let's go back all the way to the start of Boku no Hero. Let's go back to chapter 1 and take a stroll down memory lane. Bakugo was there with the slime monster that caused, you know, All Might to go over his limit again and save him. What else? Bakugo got kidnapped by the Villain Alliance, which then caused All Might to come over to fight, to take him away from Shigaraki and then to fight All for One. Then, whilst they were fighting, All Might had to limit his strength, because obviously he was still looking out for Bakugo whilst he was fighting All for One. So even that to an extent. So you can see the lines of how Bakugo has been very involved with All Might's journey from the start of the series all the way to when he loses his quirk. So I can understand why Bakugo is blaming himself. Now, I do like the way he's doing it because it's not very cliche. Now, obviously, this is a shonen trope for the characters. Just like, it's my fault for him getting defeated. It's my fault for him getting injured. But the way Horikoshi does it in this chapter, he does it where it gives me a new fresh of breath air. A new breath of fresh air, sorry. It's very new. It's very different the way he's doing it because it kind of makes sense. It really does to a degree. Also, with Bakugo, it's not something that he would necessarily do, like him blaming himself. So I really did like that. And the emotion in his character was just amazing. Like, he was crying and everything. I didn't expect that. Like, my boy Bakugo, that was awesome. And I did like Deku's response to that. So, guys, I really did enjoy this chapter. It was an amazing chapter. I cannot wait to see the end of this fight, to see how it's going to play out. Bear in mind, these guys have developed new moves as well. The way Deku was basically testing his kicks on Bakugo, like, man. So we haven't even seen the full extent of Bakugo's training. I remember when we saw Bakugo, when he concentrated the explosion into one point. We haven't seen those kind of moves. Now, obviously, that move is more deadly, and you have to understand the fact is Bakugo's not wearing his braces. And when he doesn't wear his braces, it's, first of all, it's more, like, the impact's more bigger. And second of all, it does more impact, more danger to him. So these guys are going all out. So we will be seeing some injuries. We probably will be. And I am interested in the consequences of that, because this is not allowed, bear in mind. And Azaro got stopped as well, so who knows what's going to happen. So guys, tell me your thoughts, comment below. If you liked anything I'd say, please drop a like. That will be greatly appreciated. How do you think the turnout is going to happen of this fight? Who do you think is going to win? Because bear in mind, Deku was just like, he basically pretty much said it. He's just like, I don't care if I win or lose. This has to happen. So, who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to get interrupted or not because of what we saw at the end of this chapter? And like, what's the damage going to be like? What's the consequences going to be of this fight afterwards? And how is their dynamic of their friendship going to change? So Shinigami-san, please tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you next week for that greatness that is 119. Peace out, guys, and goodbye.